This time I have a webcam. It's a little bit more interesting to look at. I don't put that much effort into the visuals of my videos because I usually listen to these kinds of videos, and I figure watching me read the script is more interesting than looking at a lemon for 10 minutes. Actually, this one's probably going to be a bit shorter, but I just got the webcam, so might as well use it. Anyway. Ah, yes, the humble sandwich, the food of boys, the food of men. Personally, I love sandwiches. Well, most sandwiches, depending on the kind. Alas, that's the beauty of the sandwich, as anything can be a sandwich. You got peanut butter sandwiches, jelly sandwiches, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Honestly, the sky's the limit. Putting a few ingredients between a couple pieces of bread is just ingrained in our very souls. But when and why were sandwiches invented, and who made them? Well, you've come to the right place to find out. Also, before we start the discussion proper, I'd like to point out that the main image on the Wikipedia page for sandwich is an egg sandwich. Who decided to put an egg sandwich as the flagship sandwich? Wikipedia defines a sandwich as a food typically consisting of vegetables, sliced cheese, or meat, except Wikipedia doesn't have the Oxford comma for whatever reason, placed on or between bread, or a food where bread serves as a wrapper or container for another food. This means that yes, a hot dog is in fact a sandwich. It also means tacos, burritos, bagels, and bread soup bowls are also sandwiches. However, a court in Boston decided that a sandwich needs two pieces of bread, meaning tacos, burritos, bread soup bowls, and hot dogs are not sandwiches. Do with that information what you will. In the UK and Australia, a sandwich needs to be made with bread sliced from a loaf, otherwise it's a roll or a burger. In Spain, anything made with English bread, the stuff we here in America consider normal bread and loaves and all that, is a sandwich, but anything else is a bocadillo. Can you believe Food Theory made a 15-minute video consisting of nothing but that? The modern sandwich can be traced to around 18th century Europe. Super precise, I know, but using bread on, around, or to scoop up other foods far predates that practice. Sandwiches were made to be portable finger foods, but have gained popularity throughout the world. They're a common lunch food, and often made for picnics. A lunch video is a good idea, considering I already have one for breakfast. Jews would wrap meat and herbs in matzah in a similar way to modern wraps. Similar practices were found throughout West Asia and North Africa. In southern and eastern Asia, bread was usually baked in flat rounds and was baked in loaves in most of Europe. Thick, coarse, usually stale bread was used as plates in the Middle Ages of Europe, called trenchers, and the food-soaked bread was given to dogs and beggars afterward. A similar food to the sandwich was found in 17th century Netherlandic culture, described as pieces of meat placed on buttered bread. The concept of placing ingredients on bread wasn't found in Britain for another while. The sandwich is named after John Montagu, 4th Earl of Sandwich. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, probably not. He requested meat tucked between two slices of bread, as he could continue playing cards without them getting greasy and without using a fork. Other sources say he liked them because he could easily and cleanly eat them at his desk, and he was rather committed to the Navy. The name was transferred from John to the food after John's friends started asking for it the same as sandwich, which then later turned into a sandwich. Before being called a sandwich, the food was just called bread and meat, or bread and cheese, with both phrases being used throughout the 16th and 17th centuries. Oddly though, sandwiches were widely seen as a food for men who were gaming and drinking rather than in high-class society, though it did eventually make its way back as a late-night meal. Sandwiches especially gained popularity in the Industrial Revolution, as they were fast, cheap, clean, and easy for workers to make and eat In the US, sandwiches were initially promoted as a complex dinner meal, but later on gained the quick and easy status. So in my script I wrote, but later on gained the quick and easy status later on. I can write. That about sums up the entirety of the Wikipedia page for sandwiches. Surprisingly little for such a staple food around the US, but it's hard to go into more detail than that, I guess. It's a nice and easy video to transition back into making these, though, after having COVID. Oh yeah, I had COVID. So if you're wondering why I haven't posted in a while and you're not in my Discord, that's why. Good times. I've actually been pretty okay for a while, I just haven't been videoing. I streamed a bit, but I've been a little too lazy. I'm gonna pick myself back up and get to making videos. I don't know how to end this.